My name is Bernice Smarch Empey. My native name is Jeanique. I'm from Teslin, and my not tribe, my clan is Yannetti. My mother is Sophie Smarch Morris. My father is Peter Smarch. And there was 13 of us in our family. We moved to Waiters from Teslin when I was 11. I've been here ever since. When I lived in Teslin, I was brought up the traditional way. As soon as I could start a talk, I only talked Tlingit. My grandmother and my grandfather taught me how to Indian dance, and I used to have to sing and dance at potlatches. And then after I was a little taller than what I was, I used to run fishnet with my mom. I used to set the net.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could barely lift it, but I still, there's nobody else to help my mom. And then after that, my mom and my grandma and my aunts, we used to all go down to the lake, cut fish. Then I had to start doing that. They showed me how to fillet it, how to cut it to dry it, how to clean the guts, and they never ever hollered at me or scold me or say anything negative. They just touch you when you're cutting that fish and you cut a hole through the skin. They just touch you. And they look. They don't say it or anything. They just look, and then you know what you did. And then when we started to do that, my mom and them would have just like a little cache. We'd hang that fish, and I'd go and get, me and my mom, she'd go and show me what kind of willows we had to get to smoke it. And my aunts, we'd all get together, and that was our day, because there was no malls, no stores. There was a store, but only one. And as I got older, I had more responsibilities. I had to take care of my brothers and sisters, and when we went into the bush, my dad started to teach me how to shoot gun, because I was in the camp with my brothers and sisters alone, because my mother had to go hunt, and my dad went. So I was there by myself.
Wow.
So I had to learn how to make fire, how to listen for animals, had to watch my brothers and sisters. And I guess all my life, I was always looking after my brothers and sisters. It seemed like I never had a childhood. It was like I was just a little adult, right? From when I was born. And after that, I was about 5 years old. We went up to the mountain. My dad took us up there because that's when they were told, they went in Teslin village, and they told them that they were taking all of us children that were 5 years old that year. So my dad planned that trip, and we had horses, and my dad started building panners to put over the horse. And him and his uncle, his brothers, took all the horses up to the end of the lake, and there's a river there. And then we came up on a boat. It took my mom and dad almost 6 months to get ready to go. And everything had to be there, because we were going to be up in that mountain. I think we went up there for 6 weeks, 8 weeks. And when we all got to the mouth of the river, we stayed there, I think, 4 days. And that's when the Arctic grayling were running. You pull the fin way up. And they were running with eggs. Me and my sister ate so much eggs, couldn't even move. Big fish eggs like that. Yeah, we stayed there 4 days, rested all up. Then Dad got those horses ready, and we had to walk, all the women, and just the younger ones rode one horse. They call that horse Pat. Yeah, but it was my brothers, Gary and Larry. Now they're what? I think Larry's 62
Yeah.
and Gary is 61, I think. Yeah. We started from there. We walked up that mountain to that mountain, and all the way to my mom killed grouse, rabbits, and we dried some of that grayling all the way up to that mountain. And I went with Georgina's family was there, Georgina Sidney, her mom and dad, and Lena's mother, and her brothers, and who else was there? Uncle Jack. No, not Uncle Jack. Auntie Sadie. And then us. But every time we came to just like looks like the rocks, they would look just like houses. My dad would tell us to hurry up because there was a store up there. And me and Georgina would believe him. Then we'd run ahead and I'd just rock.
Oh.
Yeah. But then as we got further up, it seemed like the animals and that changed. Groundhogs. That's the first time I ever tasted groundhogs. My dad shot 6, I think, that day. And Lena and her husband, he shot, I think, probably about 8. And my mom singed them. Then I had to help her do it. Sure, I learned. She singed them and scrape all the stuff off, the burnt stuff, and then clean all the guts. And Mom would boil it, and then she'd boil the guts separate. And we used to have to drink the juice out of it. She said it really clean inside of you, all and anything the matter with you inside, it heal.
Wow.
Yeah. Even to this day, we do that. If Mom gets any kind of, like, especially with porcupine, same thing. She cook it separate. Then every one of us take a little cup and we drink it. Yeah, and it keeps your inside healthy. Yeah. Well, you met my mom. Yeah. My mom's really traditional.
Strong.
Really traditional. Yeah. I never ever remember my mother raising her voice to us, or spanking us, or, disciplining us like. She'd sit you down and talk to you, like in a quiet voice, and just tell you, like, what you did, how wrong she thought it was. Yeah. But I think we needed that after we went to boarding school. Yeah, and we come home.
Where did you go to boarding school?
They took me when I was 5. I went there in 1953.
So you went from the mountain to boarding school.
Yeah,
Did you go to Lower Post?
yeah. I was in Lower Post. And, yeah. But when we got to the top of the mountain, my family, it was but the happiest time of my whole life, was that. And we stayed up there on that mountain, I think a month. And every day my dad would go somewhere, and then sometimes we were allowed to go, but usually we had to stay near that camp. And when you find a little lake with fish, we used to go down there and fish and dry it. And then that's when the berries were in season. We picked huckleberries, any kind of berries. Sometimes we find raspberries, but huckleberries are about that big. And this one time we went with my mom, my sister Christina, myself. Chris passed away now, but there was just her and I and Larry and Gary, and we went with my mom. And we found one bush. It was about big as my living room, that bush. And we were, look how big. And we were so short. Berries were right there. Like you'd fill a little pot like that, like not even half an hour is full. And they're big and juicy and sweet.
Yeah.
And then my mom used to teach me when I was a kid. She'd look at me or she'd touch me a certain way and I know danger. And like I was 4 or 5 years old. And she touched me and she'd point. And she told me, put my pot down and get my brothers and sisters. She'd point. And I grab my brothers and sisters and I tell them, run, We gotta run. And we ran. And here, there was a grizzly bear eating on the other side of that bush. And my mom only had 22. Yeah. Telling you, we ran. Like, yeah. And my mom stayed there till she couldn't see us. And she pointed, always told me, break a stick or leaves, pull it off a branch, sure you know where you're going. And look at signs, look where you could remember in your, if you see a hill, if you see a mountain, if you see something that you won't forget, then you won't get lost. So that's what I did, and I ran as fast as I could, me and my brothers and my sisters.
Wow.
And my mom stayed there till she couldn't see us. And then she come back to camp, and she told my dad. And my dad went over there, he said that tracks is about that big, that grizzly.
Wow.
Yeah. Wouldn't let us go back after that unless they were there. Yeah. But it seemed like I wasn't scared. Yeah.
He knew you were there, that bear.
My mom and them, yeah, they were there. Yeah.
Bears know, hey? You're
Grizzly.
Yeah.
This was grizzly bear. Yeah. And then when we were going up, we came around that turn. And here, my brothers, they slipped under that horse. And they were both sleeping. They were sleeping upside down under that horse's belly.
What?
Yeah. They never even moved. They just sleep, and that horse just stood there and waited till somebody came. Yeah. So I was telling them about it. They couldn't believe it. Yeah. I'm surprised how much I remember. Yeah. But I was happy, huh?
Maybe that's why, hey? Because it was good memories.
Because my life changed after that. Like, yeah. There's lots of stuff that I forgot. Yeah. But sometimes I think about it.
Did you know the language?
I used to talk it fluently when I was younger. But then when I went to boarding school, you were not allowed to talk it to anybody. And if you did, they gave you a strap and like you would never forget in your life. Yeah. And they pull your ears. They tell you you don't hear it. You don't talk that. You talk only English. Yeah. So when I would try to talk to my people that were from Teslin in that school, they try to talk Tlingit, same thing. Pretty soon you forget about it.
Yeah.
And then when you went back to Teslin, everybody just look at you because you can't talk it and you can't understand it anymore. And then lots of the stuff that I used to do when I was a kid, I forgot. Because we never did it there in that school. All you do is clean and pray and yeah.
They just taught you how to pray?
Pardon me?
They just taught you how to pray?
That's it. And I didn't know what the devil was. I didn't know what Holy Mary was. I didn't know God like the way they picture it. Because when I talked to my mom and them about it, and my grandma, they said God's everywhere, like everywhere. He's not a man. How do you know he's a man? Same as his mother, like, how do you know? Same as the devil. Sometimes I can't sleep for about a week because they pull your head and show you pictures of that devil.
How many years did you spend there?
I went there at 5. I never got out of there till I was just going to turn 12. I just turned 12 and April 25th, my birthday. That's when my dad and them finally listened to us when we tried to tell them what they do to us in that school. By then it was too late. I got molested, like sexually. Yeah. Broke his spirit. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes, I look at my brothers, I just cry because the stuff that happened to them. Yeah. And they were so young. Huh? Yeah. One of my sisters...
innocent kids, hey? They're just innocent.
Yeah. Yeah. They look like when I knew when that happened to them because I came outside from, they let you out like for an hour sometimes, 2 hours. And I came out and they were all standing together in a huddle, my brothers. And they all had dead eyes. And they were all looking down. They looked just like little old men. And I tried to touch them. I called their name. I tried to touch them. They had that fence. That nun hit me into my back so hard with big long stick like that. And she hit me in my back and back of my knees. And I fell down. And I still was calling those boys. And they never even heard me. But that nun grabbed me by my neck and told me to shut up. Yeah. They were just young. I think Gabriel must have been 6, maybe 5. Yeah, when they did that to them, those brothers.
Yeah, I heard that school was one of the worst.
The worst.
My dad went to that school.
Who's your dad?
William Carlick.
William Carlick. Oh, I think I know them. Your brother was the one on the radio? Holy man. I used to listen to him.
Yeah.
I don't listen to the radio, but I used to listen to him.
Yeah.
He used to always say, dedicated to your mom and dad.
Oh.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah. He called himself Rocking.
Rockin' Terry Carlick.
Yeah, Rocking Terry Carlick to my mom and dad.
Aw.
Yeah. God, it was sad when he passed away. Holy Lord.
Yeah, you never know, hey, when your time's up.
No.
You never know.
The day you're born is when you start to die.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I lost my oldest boy. The hardest thing I ever did, put him down on the ground. 19. Yeah.
What was his name?
Earl.
Mm.
Yeah. I used to remember when I was just a kid too, we used to go pick berries like all day. My dad had a real old truck. All the women in the village, as many could climb in the back, and we'd all go.
Yeah.
I packed my grandma would go, Pauline Sidney's mom and her mother, and that little truck was just packed. We'd all go. My dad would drive us out because he had to go to work. He'd drive us out sometimes 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. We'd go. And then we'd walk towards Teslin. And then my dad would come pick us up. But we all go pick cranberries and blackberries and high bush cranberries. And the only thing me and Chris used to worry about is what everybody brought for lunch. Because those women can cook. I used to remember my grandma, as soon as we stopped, she'd cook, she'd get out her frying pan. She had that great big cast iron. And she'd have all her flour, everything ready. We always make sure we go by a spring or a little creek. And my grandma would make bannock, cook it by fire.
It's the best.
Oh my God. And then some of the other women, they bring partly dried fish and cook it by that fire. And this other lady used to take care of some 2 half-breed kids, I guess, because Lillian was Tlingit and her husband was white. She used to take care of their kids. So she used to bring white man meat. And I'm telling you, everybody wait for that.
Yeah.
She'd bring ribs, those pork ribs, and she used to cook it by the fire. Yeah, and you had big pot of tea like that. Drink tea.
Campfire tea.
Oh my God, nothing beats that, eh?
No.
Nothing.
No.
Yeah. We'd stay there all day, pick berries.
How old were you then?
I was young.
Yeah.
Young, yeah.
So did you get to go home every summer?
Every summer.
Good.
But you know, after, like the first time I went home after I was in that school, I didn't know how to act around my parents. It's like I didn't know them anymore. And I'd look at things different. Yeah, I'd look how they live. Yeah, because they used to tell us in that school how dirty we were.
Of the sisters, are you the oldest, or
Yeah, I'm the oldest of the whole family.
so you were there first, eh?
Yeah.
When they came.
I was there first.
Did it help when they came, your sisters? A little bit.
You were not allowed to talk to your relatives.
Wow.
Yeah. I had my cousins that were there before me that are older than me. Well, they're all gone now. Most of them drank themselves to death.
Mm-hmm.
They were there before me, and I didn't know. You know, I went to talk to them, and right away Verna told me, Verna Cochise, Verna Fox, she told me, don't ever talk to me until we go outside, and then when you talk to me, you gotta look straight ahead sure they don't see you. And she said, no, I'm gonna get punished. Yeah, and when that nun seen me talking to her, she just grabbed me and yanked me away and told me to stay away from her. So I was not allowed to talk to any of my relatives. Same as my sisters,
Mm-hmm.
when she was there and when she came after me. My mom's got a picture of when I left. I was 5 years old. I was only about, yeah.
5, okay.
Yeah, 5 years old. And my sister was crying after me, Christine. And my mom was trying to tell her to get up. And she was crying because she wanted to go with me.
Mm-hmm.
And the next year that she came down her. Yeah. And then after her, Larry, and then Gary. Yeah. We were all down there. Yeah. I remember the day that they molested my sister. Because they make you wear a real pretty dress. Like, and big ribbon in your hair. Yeah. And everybody knew then. Yeah. My sister was never the same after that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. But you gotta have strong mind to survive down there. And all our family, the women are the ones that really survived more than the boys. Yeah.
Strong, eh?
The Clinket women. Ever since I was a little kid, my mom and my grandma, they all tell me, you gotta think, remember, you gotta remember. We can't keep telling you. Yeah. As soon as I could start to talk, they told me that. Yeah. And when they say, when you start to feel sad, you gotta think, talk to the Creator, look around. Yeah.
Mm.
So I used to tell when we were going to that school, I tell Christine, you gotta think like that too. And try to be strong. And then all the other girls, as soon as they find out you're weak too, they used to fight with you, take stuff away from you, get you in trouble. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I learned to survive.
They really picked on each other, eh?
Lots.
I heard that, yeah.
That's where I learned to fight. Like,
You have to, right?
all my life.
Survive.
Yeah. Because if you didn't, you became somebody's little slave. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like you did what they told you. Like if they were punished, you had to go do what they were punished. And yeah. That's where I learned to fight. Yeah.
That's good.
Yes.
Defend yourself.
But somebody, to this day, somebody tell me to do something, like, F you. No, all my life, they tell you, you sit down, you pray, it's time to eat, go to bed. Yeah. See, that's why all my brothers went to jail. I think the only one that never went to jail is Larry and Vincent. One of my brothers is in penitentiary and he's 16.
Mm.
Yeah. They can't survive. Their mind's too weak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you can't tell them, man. Now, most of them, they got kids, yeah, but they're not living with no woman. Because in that school, what happened to them? They can't have a good woman in their life. They do something to bugger it up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They don't feel that they're worthy. Yeah.
That school really did a number on everyone.
Yes. Yeah, all my brothers now are in their 60s, and none of them got no wives, nobody in their life.
Because you were taken away from even learning about relationships, right? You're the
No, not only that, it's what happened to them in that school, what they did to them. Yeah. Like one of my brothers seen one of those brother that was down there. He was the one that cat him. He grabbed that guy, that brother, and there was a puddle. He started fighting with that brother, and he told him, "Why didn't you cat me now up my bum?" He said, "I'm not 5 years old now." He grabbed that brother and he pushed his face in that mud puddle, and he's gonna kill him right there. And you couldn't get his hand off him, that guy. He said, "How many of us you did that to?" Yeah. That happened right downtown. And when the cops came, and Larry told him, that cop right there, it's 5 years old, when he pulled on my pants, make me bend over. He said, "I didn't know what he was doing to me." Him. And pretty soon there's a big crowd here. Half of that people were First Nation. And I don't know how many of those guys that were standing there, he did that to them. That brother.
Did anything happen to him?
No, they just told Larry, "Go home." Yeah. Nothing was done to that brother. Because the next day they shipped him out from the Yukon. Nobody knows where he is. Now look what they say in that Rome, eh? Tell you forgive and forget. Huh? Like, how do you do that?
I don't know.
You know what helped me a lot too is talking to psychiatrists.
Yeah.
It took me about a year before I could even open up about anything. Yeah. I blocked it out so good, I didn't even know what happened to me. I blocked it out so good. Then somebody said one word, and everything
Triggered you?
just like that. It must have been about 30, 28, 29 when it triggered. Then I had nightmares, like so bad. Yeah. Well, my husband passed away now. When he was dying, he told me on his deathbed, he told me, "Bernice, you better get help because you're so sick." He said, "I don't know." He said, "But I gotta leave you." And he told my family, he said, Bernice, I want Bernice to live with somebody else. I don't want her to be alone." And it took me, I don't know how many years before I finally worked up enough courage to go see a psychiatrist. And
Strong.
telling you, I went about almost a year before I finally started to open up to what, and like the way she talked to you. I started saying stuff that I didn't even think I remembered. And then when my brothers and them seen me doing that, they started doing it too. Yeah. And same as my sisters.
Started healing,
Pardon
eh?
me?
Started to heal.
Now just about all my family don't drink.
Good.
Yeah. They all quit drinking and yeah. But I guess I was I'm oldest, and I guess I'm the strongest. Yeah. And when they seen me going to that psychiatrist, they couldn't believe it. I said, "Yeah." And now I don't get those nightmares anymore. Yeah. And I find myself like talking to you about it. I never talked about it before, ever, to anybody. Except my sisters and brothers and sisters that went there. And the ones that didn't go, the 3 youngest ones didn't go there. I never talked to them about it. But if just my brothers are there and my sisters that went, we talk about it. And we just say maybe one word and everybody know right what you're saying right now. And everybody just goes silent and just sit there. because you could see the images again. You think about it, and you could see it. Yeah. But that was the hardest thing I ever did, was going to that psychiatrist. Yeah. Really hard. Yeah. Telling you. Demons like you wouldn't believe.
And you were there for...
Took me almost 2 years. Yeah. But I'm finally starting to let stuff go now, like completely. Yeah. I have my black days though. Yeah. Yeah, but not as much anymore. And I don't clean as much. Because they used to tell you how dirty you were. I used to take showers 6 times a day. 5, 6 times a day. Middle of the night, I get up, go shower. Scrub my hair, scrub my hair. Scrub my skin so I'm not brown no more. Yeah. Same as my brothers, some of my sisters. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I get up, you know how out of it I was? I don't even know I'm doing it. I do my cupboards. 3 o'clock in the morning I get up, wash all my cupboards, do my fridge. I scrub everything. And when I cook, I sterilize everything before I cook. Yeah. That's how bad it was, or what they tell you. Pretty soon you believe it.
Yeah, well, so many years there.
Oh my God, yeah. And pray and pray and pray and pray.
Just no emotion, hey? Like no
Nothing.
love.
And if you smile too much, well, you get hit. If they hear you laughing too much. Yeah. Yeah, I had one boss, you know. I don't know what she said to me. I told her, you know what? If you put a black kerchief on, you'd look just like those nuns in that school. She didn't know what to say. I told her, I said, you know what? Those nuns and priests down there could show Hitler a few tricks. And I said, I'll bet you Hitler would probably be shocked. I said, what they did to us down there in that school. All in the name of the Lord, I said. Yeah. Yeah.
So you really you learned how to cook then.
I learned when I was like young, huh?
So
Yeah.
did you find that helped you as well as your healing?
After I went to this,
Yeah.
I learned the basics. And then this instructor used to tell us, this one, but she passed away now. She used to tell us, you read a recipe 3 times and then do it.
Oh, wow.
But read it once, put it down, then read it again, and then read it a 3rd time, and then do it. Yeah, I do that right to this day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then after I went to work at the hospital, then I got married, and I started having children. I never worked after that. And so I stayed home and raised my kids.
Good.
Yeah, I had 5 of them. I stayed home and raised them. When they were born, I breastfed them. I brought them up the traditional way. Yeah. And I learned how to cook, like, from my heart. Yeah. And that's what I did. Everything I cooked for my kids was from scratch. I didn't buy no canned stuff. I didn't buy packaged cookies. I didn't buy bread from the stores. I made everything for them. Yeah, and then in the fall we'd buy a half a beef, whole pork, and then I'd get salmon and moose meat. And if I could, I'd get sheep. Yeah. And I never worked till my youngest boy, Larry, was in kindergarten. I think he was 4. And then I started going back to school. I went to get upgrading. And then I went to SAIT in Calgary. I took business admin. And then after that, I went back to SAIT again when I was, 45? and I got diploma in cooking.
Wow.
Yeah. So everything I make now is from scratch. I cook for my family lots. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I cooked with this woman that made, what's her name? She's in this one book. This one. She came up here. This woman here. What the heck's her name? She came up here for her.
Oh.
I got a picture with her. I'll show you. Yeah. Yeah. She gave it to me. I forgot what year now. Oh, and it's over here. You could take a look at it.
Elizabeth?
Huh?
Was her name Elizabeth? Baird?
Yeah. Her picture's right there. That she took a picture of me.
Is that the one on the wall?
Yeah. Yeah. She's in that Canadian living.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. There, right there. I had one of her recipes I found in 1968, and I seen her.
Yeah.
I said, I still use your recipe. And I said, here it is. I showed it to her. Yeah. She couldn't believe it.
It's a good picture.
Huh?
That's a nice picture.
Yeah. So she gave me this book.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah. Jerry's a cook.
Jerry?
My partner.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jerry. She's related to Whitney. Yeah. Yeah. I couldn't believe when she said it. She was just down there in December. They went to Red Lobster.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. They got some good recipes in there. Yeah. Your machine's still on?
Yeah.
Okay.
You good?
What's that?
Are you? It's up to you.
Oh, what else I was going to tell you now? Oh, when I cook for my family, like the only ones that really want to cook now is my two youngest ones, Larry and Roberta.
They want to learn.
Larry would learn lots. Like I taught Larry when he was just a young kid, like about 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm.
I told him you're going to be a bachelor for a while. So I started showing him how to cook, how to buy his groceries, how to store them, how to take care of it. And right to this day, he does it. Yeah, he
That's
does.
such a skill to know.
Yes, it is. I taught him the survival stuff, how to cook steaks, how to cook pork chops, how to buy bacon, how to make bacon and eggs and potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And how to buy it. I said, don't buy just because you're alone, don't buy a package with 2 in it. Buy a family pack and then wrap it.
Mm-hmm.
I said, then you'll save money. Yeah, so I taught Larry that. And he does, I showed him how to make like shepherd's pie, stuff like that. And same as Roberta. Roberta is my youngest girl.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. I show her how to buy stuff, how to prepare stuff, and make stew and dumplings, shepherd's pie, stuff that you could freeze and take out.
Yeah.
And she phoned me if she wants to make soup, and I tell her how to do it. And bannock. Now she works for the government in Calgary. She works for welfare.
Good.
Yeah. And they call her the bannock woman now, because she makes bannock. She makes bannock and takes it there. But me and my partner, like, we jar everything.
You really, you've been through so much, but your family's okay, and you're okay.
Finally.
Yeah.
But I was drunk lots, huh?
Yeah.
But I used to drink lots in front of my kids too.
Mm-hmm.
And I was mean, really mean. But I didn't know why I was like that. Yeah.
Because they didn't teach
I
you.
never knew why I was like that. Yeah. And it was hard for me after that to face it. To tell my kids how I felt, how sorry I was for the way I was. But I didn't know I was sick. I didn't know that my heart was black and, yeah, all my insides. I didn't know I was unhealthy. Yeah.
Because it's just eating you?
Eat you alive, you know? Yeah. It was hard for me to say that to them. And then all this stuff started coming out. And then my kids look at me different. Yeah. But you know, I took every one of them, I guess, because of the way I was. Clean, clean, clean. They're all like that now. Yeah, Larry, when he was about, as soon as he could reach the washing machine, we started to teach him how to do his clothes. Me and his dad. Yeah. So right to this day, he don't let Whitney or them do his own laundry. He's teaching his son that now. Do their own laundry and fold it the way you want. Yeah, everything's got to be color coordinated. And, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Knows how to cook, do laundry.
Yeah.
Raised a good boy.
Raised all my children.
Yeah. Equality.
Welfare, I never took my kids.
No.
And same as my younger brothers and sisters. Yeah, them too. Yeah, Vincent and Daryl. They used to come live with me all the time. Yeah. My sisters too. Yeah. One of them got pregnant when she was, 13, 14? My dad had nothing to do with her. Traditional way. You don't get knocked up when you're just a kid, huh? Dad kicked her out. She had nowhere to go, so I took her in. Till she had her baby, and then she left. She wouldn't let nobody adopt that baby. And she was 15. And as soon as she left, she went to Edmonton. She was there only a week, and welfare took that kid. We never seen her again. And she OD'd. Yeah, it's really weird how she did it too, because she went to my sister. She got to know her. And then she did it. Yeah.
To this day, do you still ever go up that mountain you used to go up?
I think about it lots.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could close my eyes, I could see it. I could see me and my sister laying on the ground and we're eating that fish eggs. Just like, holy God. Yeah, my mom taught me how to cook like fish guts and that, and moose guts, how to cut it, how to dry meat. Yeah. Now I teach my kids, when I get meat, they figure I'm going to cut it, and I cut a big chunk.
Cut your dry meat.
There you are. I said, how many times you watch me do it? I said, you want dry meat? There it is. And they do it.
Good.
And I go over there and I look at it. Yeah. Every day they turn it. Every day. I said, any kind of seasoning you want, you put it on it yourself. And they do it. Yeah. But not one of them want to learn how to make bread. Homemade bread. Yeah. Yeah. And it's a recipe I used for years. Yeah. It makes about 5 loaves.
Wow.
I still make it here. Yeah, I don't like that store-bought stuff.
Yeah, me either.
No. So how many more interviews do you have?
Oh, I have.
Lots?
Are you good?
Yep. What I was going to tell you, you talked to Larry?